Excellent. Hello, hello. I think we're live. Let me first check, like every stream starts. Your channel live. Let's see. Yes, I am live. Okay. Welcome to this stream where I will stream some of me working on a thing I'm working on. It's an experiment. I have never streamed and I don't know how to do it, so I just thought it might be interesting to just straight up show what I'm doing and stream that online. I'm not expecting anyone to join. That's actually... is there someone? I don't know. Well, anyways, but you can view it back, and yeah, I thought it's just cool. I'm just gonna stream for an hour till 2 at my time. So, anyways, there is someone online, I think. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna make it small. This is what I was working on, and I already have quite some stuff done. I think I'm gonna start to just run through it and show what I've got. I work very iterative. So I just do random intuitive stuff, then look at it, and then fix what I had. So what I have now is probably very imperfect, and but yeah, that's the nature of how I work, so don't judge me on that. Let's see if I can see my chat. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm working on the text editor part of the live coder, and probably I could have just used VS Code and overlaid it on a rendering background. But I thought it was a cool challenge to actually program the text editor. It looks like this now, if it will open on the right screen. It opens on the wrong screen. Well, oh, okay. So it's just a blank screen, you can type stuff. And now it crashed because it's not done yet. That's annoying, okay. So you can do like hi, and of course I just have the keyboard. Oh, enter isn't working. Okay, a lot of stuff isn't working. But that's what we're gonna work on. Oh yeah, I can enter when there is a character there. So yeah. So what I have now is just a editor object, which I initialize, and the state is carried within the object, and that's a bit iffy. It doesn't make it pure, but I think it makes sense for a text editor to be more plug and play, to carry its own state, so it can be more plug and play. So the lines is where all the text that's typed is stored, and this is the position of the cursor, and there's just some information, and then the functions actually modify or the cursor or the field. And the functions I have now is just type, which means add a character. And this is actually quite a cool feature of BQN. I really love it. You can define the inverse of a function. So the inverse of typing is removing a character. And I could just make a backspace function, but I like the fact that now I can do inverse type. So press backspace is inverse typing, and then it's just going to delete a character. And it is still true that when you type and then untype, then it results in the same thing it had before. So I think it is sort of the reverse, but it is not stateless. Yeah, and I was updating this actually because I was when you press let me think. Oh yeah, this is enter. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, this is type, and this is enter, and it's doing the same thing. You can create an enter, and you can remove an enter if you on the left, and then press backspace, and then it moves it to the line on top like this. So if your cursor is here and you do that, then everything moves to the front of the last line, and the enter is removed, or the line is removed. At first I was like trying to figure out, okay, what's on the right, grab that, remove the line, add it to the right. But now I'm just removing the splits because in the end the text will look something like this, like hello world. Oh, It's just a list of strings, and this will format to the top and the bottom. Each new string is a new line. So you can just remove the splits, so merge two together, or split where the character is, and that will make new lines. Let me first fix the problem where the screen is not showing up on the right screen, where the rendered screen is not showing up. I think that is window set position. Let me check. Set position, set pos. Set pos, and then why is it not going here actually? 2000. No, that's going to the right. Minus 2000. Yeah, that's going there. Then it needs to go up a bit. 200. No, that's 20. Bit more. Okay. Yeah, so it's there. Okay, nice. Yeah, I was working on, I think, the enter. And as you could see, I already found a bug while testing. So this works now. It splits it and it moves it down. One problem I have is, backspace is not really working right. And the cursor is ending up in the wrong position. It should. Yeah, a lot of stuff is not working right. Let's remove this. Let's see what's going on. So giving an enter now, what I've done here is I grab the lines. I pick out the correct line. So the Y of the cursor is in the height, so the correct line. And then I go over that line. I create a Boolean mask for, first I get the indices. Then I see if it's bigger than the current X. So that means I get ones for the ones that are past the cursor and the zeros for ones that are before the cursor. Then I just nod it so the 0 and 1s are flipped, and then I group it, which makes it so I can show that actually. If I press enter, I'm gonna get the first part and the last part. And then I'm gonna modify the lines. Maybe I should see my chat actually. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's here. Ah, you have a question. Nice. What is was it possible to hold the content in just one huge string, like hello world, where the array lines? Wait 1 second. I'm gonna grab it here. Was it possible to hold the content? Oh, sorry, I'm dyslexic. The content in just one huge string, like hello/n world. Where did the array of lines intuition come from? Yeah, actually, I first made a table of lines. That means every line needs to be the same shape, and I thought that was nice because BQN works very well with tables, with like multi-dimensional arrays. But then there were too many problems with that, so I moved down to a string of strings. And then, yeah, the layer below that is actually, like you say, the /n, where you can split on the ends. But there are a lot of cases where you want to know the length of the current line you have, and then you need to constantly be splitting this string into the separate parts. Because, for example, you want to know if you're at the end of a line, and then you don't want the cursor to move further. And problems like that now make me hesitate to go into this /n, because they would need to have two copies, one where there's the full line and one that's split where you can get the information, and that's just, I think, too much separate things you need to worry about. So I'm trying to keep it in this list of strings now and see if that works. But if that causes too many problems, if it's too much of a hassle to deal with this split nature, then I'll try out this /n. But like I said, that's how I work. Very iterative, very just like try out something, see if it works, and then if it doesn't, I'll move on to the next thing, which takes a lot of time, but usually you get to interesting places. Okay, what was I doing? Yeah, so I got the lines, and then what I do is I edit the lines. First I rotate it so that the line we want is on top. So we rotate in the columns, or in the row. We rotate the rows until the correct row is on top. Wait, sorry. we rotate the strings, the lines, so the correct line is on the left. And then we drop one, which is the line we had, and then we add to it the line with like the splitted lines. So we take the full line away, and then we put the splitted lines there. Now the chat is going again. Where is it? It's there. I'll keep you here. Okay. Okay, that seems to be working. Deletion is working strangely, especially when there is no character, and it's crashing now. This is the deletion, the opposite of enter. It happens here when you type and the cursor is at the 0 position, so it's on the left of the string. The cursor picked, which is the X value, is the 0 position. Then we're doing the reverse of enter, which is deleting an enter. And otherwise, we're just deleting a character. So reverse of enter, oh yeah. So here again, I'm rotating it to the position so that the string we want is on the left and under. And then we're picking the first string, and then we're picking the second string. And we are combining them, and that should be replacing this thing. But I don't think it's doing that. Because it's not dropping one. Maybe that is the problem. I'm always typing random stuff. So deleting it, and then it's doing all that. And I'm not even sure if this is correct. And the way I find out is not by thinking hard about it, which a good scientist would do, but I'm not a scientist. But by just trying out and see what works. Okay, it doesn't work at all. So conceptually, I'm moving into the top, same as here. Picking out the one that's on top, picking out the one after that, composing those, and that my intuition would say is that becomes a constant function with these two values, and it replaces this. But maybe that's not what's happening. I can look at what I have here. Delete. Okay, what did I get? Hi slash. So that should be the two lines composed. Let's make it easier. Hello world. I give an enter and I delete. Oh wow. Okay. That's probably because the lines aren't enclosed. So it's giving the whole string. Yeah, and it's probably, yeah, it's rotating the whole array, and then it's applying it to the whole array, which applies it column-wise or per. I'm still thinking of a two-dimensional array per thing. So, which means this should be enclosed afterwards. Oh. And that crashes. Hello world. Now it should be a 3 train still, and then afterwards that, and then this, which makes it a 2 train with show on the left. We don't want that. Hello world. Okay, better I think. It's sort of working. And this, but this deletes 2 lines. Interesting. Okay. I'm also a tiny bit nervous for the stream, so I'm less comfortable programming now, so that may be why I'm a bit more unstable. Sorry about that. So what I'm seeing here is the enclosed version of the 2 lines combined. Oh, where's the chat again? Oh, it's there. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about under. I can test that. I always just do random tests. So I have a string, hello world. Actually, I have 2 strings, hello world. That should generate. Oh yeah, they should be listed together. Yeah, hello and world. Then I'm rotating to 1. So for example, I'm at world. And then I'm doing this whole thing where picking from one and then composing with the first pick. This should be bound and it should be done after the first thing. Hello world, the D becomes goes to the left now for some reason. What I would think is if you rotate one, yeah, so world is now the first element here. That's correct. So that's what I want. And then, which is world. And I'm also picking one and composing that, which would mean hello and world. So we are getting the two strings. And if I would add another one here, let me just make this normal array notation. What do I say now? Bye. Hello world, bye. Would still work, bye world. So, is that correct? Let me think. Oh wait, I'm doing that. World, bye, hello. So I'm going to world, the next one will be bye. Yeah, I think there is something that's going wrong. Because I'm picking world and bye now, even though I'm supposedly at world, and I want to combine hello and world. So this should subtract 1. So imagine 1 is x, subtract 1, which would leave me at hello. And then I'm doing this whole thing, the under, which it doesn't like. A list, x must be a list when w is a number. On which pick though? Oh yeah, this should be bound and be done first. No, must have rank at least one. Wait, must have rank at least 1 for atom W. 1, is it 0? Doesn't like. And what's going on here? Strange. This should be able to be 0. Yeah, okay. I had 0 there. I don't remember why. Okay, so we're picking at 0, world, and which means we're rotating to world, or actually to hello, and then we're picking world and hello, and we're combining those, now in the wrong order. So I guess then I should flip this. Hello world. Yeah, but what I'm getting back now is only the one string, so I'm not rotating back again. Yeah, what I'm giving back is from this function is this string, because I'm rotating it back, but it doesn't really matter because what I have is this new string. And the other parts are gone, so that's the problem why. So what we want to do is pick this part and then afterwards apply it to the start, or remove the line and apply it to the start, I guess, which seems more verbose, but yeah, so we have this with lines, and this is just y, and this is the new string, and this value we want to replace. So we have the value, but we want to remove the old lines, and we want to remove the 2 lines and then replace those 2 lines with that 1 line. And I'm always like, oh, how do you remove and add stuff? Can I get my... Oh, it's here. I also have the... Oh, that's the chat. I also have these BQN folders with the editor to test things out, and all the definitions, specifications for system functions, bake and create perfect, key map for, I don't know why actually. I used to need that in the tutorials. Very handy to have. Okay, so I want in some way to split. I was already looking that up. Enter means splitting a line. So you want to take the line and take that spot, replace it with a split version. Actually, a combined version, like we're doing here, and then replacing that spot. Isn't it possible to... Here we can pick that line. And then we should just replace it, but now we are getting the wrong values because this is parsed that one line, but we want both lines. So just to be a bit rough first, I'm gonna get the lines and then I'm gonna do the same thing, which is rotate under the new string, but actually pick the X. And that should replace lines. And then move. So now we are first getting the information and then replacing the information and then moving down, moving up. Should work. Hi, enter, and then remove. Oof. Okay, that's strange. I guess it's adding it to the wrong position because we wanted, yeah, we wanted to subtract one here. Hi. Oof. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Perfect. Okay, what's going on here? I think what I'm getting here, yeah, it's that one line. Then I'm going in, replacing that one line as a constant function, rotating, picking, and then replacing, then unpicking, then rotating back again. What the -1 is should be here. So messy. Okay, what's actually going on here? I'm deleting. Then what I'm getting is this line, and then place there. So the place where I'm picking, I should also subtract 1. It helps to actually think. Hello. Okay, it works, but then the last line isn't deleted now. Which makes sense because we're only replacing that current line. We want to replace both. Let's do it very ugly first. So both that one and that one. Oof. We're not deleting that one. Maybe it should be +2. I mean -2. Hello. Okay. Yeah, what I'm doing here is, of course, not deleting it, but replacing it. Okay, this is getting very messy. Do I have a chat? Oh. So many hi, yeah. It's funny, you need to type something. And normally I would just say, hi, I'm David XD, something like that. Just have some data. Like, it doesn't matter what, and that makes it fun because then you just make stuff up. Okay. So we're getting the 2 lines, composing those, and then we should replace both the old lines with that new line. So I guess, yeah, the logical thing to do is not pick here, but let me think. Actually, first, oh, this is very ugly. Lines, then drop 2. Oh wait, rotate to Y, +1 or -1, and then drop 2. So we're dropping both lines. Yeah, that, oh wait. That should rotate the position, drop 2 lines, and that will be the new value. And then here we shouldn't pick, but we should just rotate and then add there, that line. Yeah, but deleting. Okay, interesting. Because I am doing this on the whole array and not that first line anymore. Actually, I think if I enclose this, then it should work, because then let's just test it. Heyo, what up? I think it's working. Oh, that was a bit strange. Oh, that is strange. The order is changing of the right string. How is it changing? The W, it's going to places. Interesting. Okay, why is that happening? So I am getting the new string, which is the rotate to the position and grab the first two things. I feel like this could all be way better, but okay. Then I am rotating to that same position. So that's like the line above as the first element. Then I'm dropping those two, so I'm removing them. And then I'm adding this new string value, which is those first two lines combined, to the start or before the whole rest of the array, the rotated thing. Maybe this is one too much, probably not, but my intuition says something and I'm gonna listen to it. So you were rotating so that we are at that position, but here we already removed the two elements, which means actually this is probably too much because there are way less elements. Or actually I'm permanently rotating here. I should do it under. Because then otherwise I'll leave everything in that position. I'm rotating two, I'm removing two lines, but then it's going to rotate back the same amount. The problem with that is that there are less elements. So I feel like I should take a whole step back, because if I focus too much on this, if I obsess about this small thing, then I'm not going to see the bigger picture where there may be a better solution in general. So let's see, what do we have? Hallo, ik ben David. Sorry for the Dutch. Enter is working seemingly perfectly. Deletion is working perfectly. I can delete whole lines. I can delete this line. This works. Let's see if I do this. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, here the rotation is changing. Dans met mij. That says dance with me. So if I'm doing that, the string is rotating. Yeah, let's leave it for now. See what my brain comes up with after and come back. Let's see if I don't have a chat. No. Okay, nice. Nice. It's fun if people say stuff. You can say stuff if you want. But I mean, like, nice I didn't miss anything. One other part I'm not liking is the fact that I'm doing modulus now to get around each position. First, no. Because that makes it... Oh, enter doesn't work on the last line now. Interesting. That makes it so if you move up when a string is longer or down, like in the text editor, it goes to the most left version. If you go too far to the right, it goes to the next line, apparently. And if you go back, it goes to the first line. And I really like that behavior. And modulus it just loops around the current line. Like I was showing here. It just loops around here, and it also does that upwards. Oh. Bye. It also loops upwards. So I'm thinking of changing this part. Also a bit messy here, because to get the modulus of the y position, or I mean x position, so on the current line, I need to know the line I have. But to know the line I have, I need to have found if I should have modulated around the current y position, because otherwise I could have been out the screen and I cannot check the current line. So that's why I'm here adding the new vector, new positions, then checking the y and then checking the x. But so actually what I want is, let me think. Hello. If I'm at the right, I want to either stop if there's nothing underneath, or go down if there is something. Which means, I think this /n idea really helps here, because then you just scan over the lines with the /n's, and then it will loop down. So maybe I am liking the /n. But that would mean a whole refactor, and I think the downsides are also quite big. So I wish this was a more smooth part. Like sometimes I just type something and it works instantly, which is lovely, and sometimes it takes a lot of trial and error, and it should take more thinking. But I'm scared because of the stream a bit to think out loud. Test, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was sorry. I was modulating around the size now, but actually what I want to know is if I'm at the edge of the current line, I could delineate between, because moving never happens at x and y at the same time. You always get them separately. So I could delineate between which one I'm checking, which would be something like nx, or like 0 matches 1. Not matches 0 and x. That means I'm at the x line, and otherwise I'm at the y line. I'm getting the new, no, I'm gonna do that afterwards. And then for the x line, it is quite simple. Yeah, actually, you would just see the current line's position. I'm assuming I'm at a good current line, so I'm picking from the lines the current line, which is the y value, and then I'm seeing the length of that thing, so I know the length of the line now. So that's length. And then I'm doing cursor plus nx, but actually I want to have the first position in that. So I'm grabbing the x value and then adding, I don't know if this works, because now nx is going to be the left argument to this. Let's just make it non-tacit, and then plus x. So pick plus x. Oh no, wait, this is x. This is confusing. If you use this character, then your left argument is going to be this, and your right argument is going to be that, which confused me very much at the start. But so w is going to be the new value, which I'm adding when I'm moving to the right. Let's delete all the other stuff. semicolon. Oh yeah, I need to be doing something here. Hi. Okay. If I'm typing, it should move to the right, which it's not doing. So I'm grabbing the length of the current line, and then I am picking. Let's see if that's working. If this is the correct value, it should be the cursor. 1, 1, cursor position. Let's also show the cursor position, which should then be 1 and something. Oof. 0, 0, and this is giving 1x. And nx is 1, so this is the wrong value. This is actually the w is actually the cursor. Yeah, now I'm showing w, which is the cursor, and it is going up. So it is actually changing. So it is actually working. Conclusion. Because there's no other way for it to move other than in this function. Bonjour. Oh, wow. But it's not actually moving on the screen. Let's see what draw has to say about that. This is where I draw the cursor. I actually really like this function. So I have a clock running, and it's going to get the time modulus 1 is smaller than 0.2. So every 0.2 seconds, it's going to be smaller than 0, and otherwise it's 1, and then I'm repeating. I just found this repeat recently. Like I was very scared of it. It looked scary, and its behavior is quite scary. So I didn't really do anything with it. But then I found out you can actually use this in a short if statement, which I really love. So this function now returns a 0 or 1, which means repeat the left thing 0 or not, or like 0, like don't do it, or once, which is just do it. So this is flickering, or this function call, and this function call is just drawing the cursor on the current cursor position. XY is this, XY is the cursor position. So quite not very nice, but I just have it there. I can always change it later. So I'm drawing this on the ticking clock, which I really like. Yeah, I really like to use that repeat now, especially for algorithms, and also, of course, the reverse part. I have not used it yet, but I'm really starting to like reverse, like with the header definitions of the reverse part, versions of a thing. Okay, so I was checking the moving of the cursor. I was seeing if the cursor here is also changing. Hello. It is. So it is going to x5. The x value becomes 5. Ah, okay. The problem is, oh yeah, that's exactly the problem with the xy I was just talking about. I'm not changing these anymore, and I'm referencing them in some places. And I need to be sure to be changing them, because otherwise the whole program becomes weird. And that's the problem of mutation. So this also updates x and y. Hi. Enter. Oh wait, what was I doing? Yeah, the cursor. Oh, it's moving actually. To the left and right. But it's going infinitely. So it is not finding the correct length. Or actually it is, but I'm not using it at all. I'm just updating the position with the new value. So I should somehow be limiting this function to the length. And then if I am at that length, then I should be doing some logic where I'm going to the next line. So I would say I will get the minimum. Minimum and then line length. Let's call this LL for line length. So if the line length is smaller than the other one, okay, yeah, makes sense. And maximum, where I say 0. So it should be above 0 and below line length. Oh, crash. Oh, 0. Let's stop printing, because that clogs up the whole console. Beep, beep. Okay, crashing. Expected equal shape prefix. 0, 1 and 2. Because here, oh yeah, I'm also doing the under here. This should all be one function. So it should be plus the x value and then going through these things. Because after the under, it's going to be the two values again. And you cannot, maybe you can, but apparently you can't do this on two values with one value, something like that. Expected other argument type, where this is withdrawing the character. The x and the y are now not correct anymore. Let's see what they end up like. Aha, it's being replaced by this function. I mean. Because it is not referencing w, so it's just giving back the function instead of actually calling, I think, yeah. Exactly the same. Why am I deleting? Oh, the show is still there. So it's another function. This block cannot be called monadically. It's called monadically. It shouldn't be called monadically, right? Because it's giving the right and the left argument. Let's test this. Testing time. So I have a value. Let's just call it x. 0. I'm doing 5 plus 2. So now x should become 2 plus 5. That makes sense. 7 works. Oh yeah, what I wanted to know is the two values. Show x and w. Oh. I'm looking at the bottom right here. 5 and 7. So the left part is the right argument. It is. So I got it wrong here. And this is, of course, called monadically because the outer function is just giving it the right argument because the under is only called monadically. So this is quite messy. I'm sorry. So here I should be giving the x value. What's going on? It doesn't like this here, which I can imagine. Hello. Oh. 1 and 0 enclosed. I'm getting a mess. This is messy. What do I want to do? I want to limit, just limit to the size, the value I'm getting. So I can literally just take an x, like the value is nx, then the smaller than, oh wait, no, b, smallest ll, biggest 0. That should be the correct value. And then I could just replace this with val, nice and abstract. Then I can replace this. What's going on here? Yeah, this is just picking from 0. Always do 0. If that's called dyadically, how does that behave? 0 pick from an array, blah, 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 blah. That's the first element, but then I also give the left argument, like, hi. What does that do? Blah, blah. Okay, so it's ignoring the left element. And I can actually look at the definition. If I call this dyadically w, and the left is a constant function, and it's given the left argument, but it would just return 0 because it's a constant. Oh yeah, it's actually binding. There is no dyadic definition for bind, but I guess it just ignores it, so it doesn't really matter because it's, yeah. Okay, so that should work. It should be done after the under. It should be like composed after the under. Let me see. What's going on here? Value. Cursor is getting updated with the new x, but I actually wanted to update it with value. That's what I'm doing here. And then picking the first thing. No, I don't even want to use value. I'm picking the first thing, and then I'm gonna move value. Actually, I need to go to the toilet real quick. I think that's okay. See you in a sec. Uh-oh. I lost a viewer. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, we're back at it. Well, I feel like this is going very messily, but maybe I'm not seeing right because like doing it on stream is quite intense. Anyways, I was working on the move. I'm getting the limited value. And then I'm updating cursor with the first element of it with this value. And if I do that, I'm crashing because what I return now is an enclosed value because probably value here becomes enclosed for some reason. Let's see. Yeah, it's returning something enclosed. Probably because I'm picking under and then repacking again, which doesn't make sense. So I shouldn't be doing an under. I should just be picking from Y, then getting the lines. Which I think it's not getting the right limit. It's getting 2. Why is that? Let's see what it's getting. I'm assuming now. 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has the correct limit. But I'm asking it if it's bigger ceiling, the maximum of 0, and the minimum floor, the minimum of this value. So nx is now 1. That's the problem. Nx is always just 1. So what I actually want to get is cursor plus nx. Hi. Okay, and now it's actually limited to the ended ends. There you go. Ha. Yeah, because I'm getting the new value. And then that's, yeah. And then that's used to update this. Okay, very messy. And I don't even have the going to the next line now. Anyways, let's do the Y. Actually, I don't think Y should be very different. I can copy it to start with. And from lines, I'm picking the first element or the Y element. I actually don't want to do that. I just want to see the whole length. And then the cursor position 1, which is the Y value, plus the new Y value. Oh. Limited to the length of lines. Let's do that inline now. And then floor to 0. Then I'm updating in position 1. And actually, I don't even need to do any of this here. Okay. Got the real love, baby. So that should do Y. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's getting 1 too much. Just like here, it's getting 1 too many. Probably because that's the way floor works. Let's just subtract 1. I love this notation, even though it looks weird. But it's like create a function that subtracts 1. Also here, pip. Oh wait. Yeah, it's not typing. Maybe it should have an extra value here because then it has space to type, but it shouldn't underneath. Oh wait, now it becomes 10. Hi. Oh, it also should have there. Ay, caramba. I'm streaming till 2. I mean, yeah, 2 my time. You can see the time here actually. This is my time. Till 4. Till 2, I mean. So just another 10 minutes, I think, because then someone else will be here. If my concurrent viewer views. I don't know if someone is viewing, but if you want to see anything or ask anything, you can. If you are even listening. That's the beauty of the live stream. I can show some other stuff. I was working on this particle system. No, it's broken. Let's see what I have been doing. I've been doing Advent of Code, which is really lovely. And I found out how bad I am, actually. Advent of... Oh, wait. Yeah, the Advent of Code. This is all the days. I found out how bad I am at BQN, actually. But I learned a lot, so I'm way better because of it. That's a lovely thing. They are, of course, more niche problems, but they force you to do like some weird, complicated computation, and then you learn these tricks to do these sort of computations. Like I learned how filter works. Maybe another day, day 3. I learned how you filter with the before, that you can put a function on the left which filters or which creates a Boolean mask which filters the elements on the right. Like the functions or the primitives are quite simple. I mean, not simple, but I mean like to the core. Like they act on such abstract general ideas, but like having 3 characters can make so much difference. Like I love these trains or compositions. It's just so beautiful to me. And it might be quite terse, but if you come to read it, it's like, oh, it's so beautiful. There's so much beauty in it. So this editor, of course, we're also dealing a lot with like messiness and human input. Like you can do lots of stuff and blah blah blah. But in these like more pure mathematical things, so you can like live inside the beauty of the trains and the elements. Yeah. Yeah, here, for example, indices. Also, this pattern you use a lot. The range of the shape, just get all the indices. I'm using here the shorter version of that. Get the range of a list, then all the indices. I mean, the length of a list and then the range of that. This is just a double thing. I don't know if I like that. I was also doing Lua because I did a job for Lua, over with Lua. And the way I now work with it is I ask ChatGPT to generate a function, which like a BQN function or a functional function, like map and fold and filter. It just generates the for loop messiness, which is like very annoying to write because it deals with all the specifics of a language. So I just get a fold function and the sort function and the filter function. And then I can just compose those. And I get a pipe function to pipe different functions and a map. And then I just do all these map filter things. And then it's like lovely again, because I didn't like Lua because it has all these weird arbitrary constraints. And like it will never match BQN because you need to write literally map val function parameters return, and then you can do like another function high with the val +1, and then you do and that. Like this is how you do the same as probably, yeah, high fold. Actually map each, I guess, because they don't have, you're not folding or mapping. Yeah, high fold with the value. That's the same. It's like insane. This is way more readable, but it's way better than doing the whole for loop shenanigans for value. Yeah, whatever. I cannot show it because it's under NDA, but yeah. Let me think. Is it worth going to the editor again? Oh yeah, this is the first version of the editor which I can show, which was dealing with. I was doing it separately, like the cursor and I called it text buffer, and then I was using my the thing I thought like the structure I made for games. And I think for games where you have lots of different types of things, it makes sense. But now I needed to map all the information about the cursor to the editor in the different states, and that just became very verbose. I am discussing also with Brian about the idea of this being it isn't pure anymore because it mutates its own state inside the object, and I'm also doing it in kind of messy way. But if you would only update the state in the update function, so that would mean these functions return a new version of the editor with the text which is updated, and then you give it back. Then if you would plug it into another system, you would need to do that loop logic again in this thing. And now you can just call their functions like onType and type the letters, enter and tab. You hook it up to their typing system, and actually I want to also be able to give it a draw function, and then all the logic of what it does with these characters you want to type and the drawing. I mean, yeah, all the logic of the characters you want to type needs to be dealt with here, and all the state needs to be dealt with here. I think I like that. But yeah, I'm creating quite a messy thing now. It's gonna be way more beautiful. Like I create a lot of like messiness, and then I look at what I made, and then I find the patterns, and then I make it smaller and more beautiful. And in the end, you try to get to the essence of what a typing thing is. That's like the beauty of BQN, that you can, or of these array languages, that you can find a sort of essence in what you're writing, because these, like I feel like these types of trains describe a sort of essence of what a match matrix, for example, does, or indices, and it is all stored within these sequence of characters and the rules of BQN. But for now, it starts out very rough. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be, if I'm like further with this, if it actually makes sense and it's beautiful, then I will show it probably. And like what I want to do, maybe that's also good to show, is create a tool which has like a shortened version of each function. No, not each function. It needs to make sense that you have like a C function which creates a circle, and then it gets some data, and then you can like make 5 of them and map them with a sort of function in certain arrangement. And then with very few functions, like if the circle is only position data and the size, then you can easily make functions and make each object like general, like they all have positions and sizes. Then you can make functions which modify positions and sizes, and then you can put any shape or any thing in there, and then it modifies it so it like moves and maps and blends in cool ways. And then you can just write sequences of functions which do that, and then in the end you return a list of positions and shapes, and then this live coding tool will just draw that. And I also would really like to create some functionality with like sort of GLSL functionality, and I don't know how smart that is because BQN is, I think, single-threaded and CPU based, but like where you can deal with the pixels, maybe in chunks of pixels, because Raylib has a way to, and the Rayed-BQN implementation has a way to deal with textures and pixels. So I'm gonna be experimenting, because like in live coding it's very nice to do like filter effects and even work from pixel space, where you can do things like ray marching. So yeah, that's where I'm going to. But yeah, I'm stuck at the stupid editor, and this is like, especially this live stream, it's not going very well, like the technical parts. But I hope I will be done with this way quicker, like off live stream, and then start with the cool part, which is the thinking of the ways to shape these objects and elements and what I just talked about. Yeah. But okay, I think that's it for this beautiful, perfect live stream. It's cool to have a video on my account, I think, to just show some stuff, like how I think and how I do stuff in this very messy and not beautiful way, but to just share what I'm working on. So yeah, okay. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one. Oh, you will not be able to reconnect with your stream. Oh, okay, I'm not done.